Shaving it a bit close.
A little bit.
Hi, guys. He was a little late getting here. Oops. Gotta turn this down. Hello. Oh my goodness. We're off to a rocky start already. Well done, my son.
Mm-hmm. I have coffee though.
You have coffee. Thank the Lord for small mercies. I have tea. We are going to paint Sunny Day Tea today. I love this. I love all these little teacups. I have a thing about teacups. I don't know why, but I love painting them, and I think they're fun and they're easy, and you end up with a nice, bright, sunny little piece to hang in your kitchen or in your parlor or wherever you want to put it. So we're doing Sunny Day Tea. I love painting sunflowers too, and that's, I like the color. I like the yellow and the black and the rich, warm, and in the fall, it's just, they're really nice. I love them. So, and with the winter season coming up, this is sort of our last hurrah. We had a windstorm pass through here earlier this week, so we have no leaves left on the trees. They are all on the lawn and in the driveway and everywhere. So we're trying to get those done. So everything is starting to look an awful lot like November. Trees are bare. The sky is a bit on the gray side. It's just not a really pretty time of year. So all of the color is sort of leached out of the province for now. Lots of green still, big fir trees and pine trees and whatnot, but all of the bright colors, the reds, the yellows and whatnot, have called it quits. So we are heading into November next week, which reminds me, my paid members, your pattern will be up first thing Monday morning. So be ready to paint Christmas, because I had way too much fun with this one. So it's very busy, very fun, lots of stuff in it to paint. You guys are going to have a blast with it. So am I, because I am a Christmas freak. I love Christmas.
Dot loves those leaves.
Dot loves the leaves. Yes, she does. Renee's been posting photos of Dot on his Instagram, which is Dot the K9.
Of course.
And the pictures he's been taking are incredible. They're incredible. This looks so pretty with all the bright leaves and whatnot. And she's looking very diva-esque in some of them. So,
very regal. Very regal,
that's the word. So, yeah. Dot the K9. If you're on Instagram, go and check that out. Give her a follow. What the hell? You see what kind of mischief she gets into. So, we are going to paint this pretty little sunflower today.
Yay, sunflower.
It's fun.
It's
sunflower
fall.
And butterflies. Yeah.
No butterflies anymore.
No, there's no butterflies anymore. We do have to watch for those fat white caterpillars.
Yes.
Especially with the leaves down. You got to be careful picking up the leaves. I don't know. I know for us here on the East Coast, we have these very pretty big, I mean, they're a good 3-4 inches long, but big size of your thumb, big fluffy white and black caterpillars. They're very pretty, and you have to resist the urge to pick them up because little buggers are poisonous. So, very, and they can cause all sorts of skin issues and problems. So, but they do like to hide under the leaves, so you got to watch them. But yeah, that's the biggest risk about picking up leaves. Apparently, we're looking at some winter weather as early as next week.
Really?
Really. It's supposed to get a little nippy.
Oh.
So, I'm looking forward to the snow. So are you. Miss Dot's got her skis.
Yeah, Miss Dot's got skis for her wheelchair. I forgot.
Yep. Miss Dot has skis that go with her wheelchair. This should be fun to see how that goes. But, all right, you guys. I think I'm ready to get started painting, if you are.
Oh, we got Claudette Hunter from New Brunswick.
Hey, Claudette. Oh, where's Claudette from? Claudette, I remember seeing that. Where is she from?
Oh, is she close to the Nova Scotia border? Or is she like...
I can't remember. I thought maybe she was close, like down around... No, I think Claudette's from like Grand Bay area. Or is that Fay Reid? I think Fay Reid's from Grand Bay. Maybe Grand Lake. Down around Grand Lake, I think. Anyway, let us know, Claudette. I think you're around Grand Lake. Pretty sure you're Grand Lake.
Douglas Harbor.
Douglas Harbor. Yeah, this is down by Grand Lake.
Will you think about a colored pencil class one day?
I will think about it. I will think long and hard about it. I can promise you. All right, guys. If you are ready to get painting, so am I.
All right, let's get clickety clackety.
So the piece that we're painting is Sunny Day Tea. I don't have the original because it's in Oklahoma. It went down with some stuff for the booth in Oklahoma City at OKC Painting Palooza, which just wrapped up.
Faye Reed is from Sussex.
She's from the Sussex area. Yes. I was trying to remember. I thought one of them was from Douglas Harbor, but for some reason Grand Lake kept coming into mind. Grand Bay. Grand Bay is down towards St. John.
Oh, somebody said they like your Yeti.
My Yeti. I love my Yeti. Everybody in the house has a Yeti.
Yeah. I have one with a handle now.
Mm-hmm. No, all we need is like a bungee cord or something so he doesn't lose it.
Yeah, I lost my one.
And I finished painting my little red truck phone stand last night.
Ooh.
I designed the phone stand
Yeah, a little lower.
to go with that pattern,
A
but
little closer to you so they can see it.
I had way too much fun with this.
A little more.
And more?
A little more. Right there.
Okay. Yeah, so it was fun painting the little phone stand to go with that little red truck piece.
Run, zombie, run.
Are they playing with the zombie again?
Yeah, they're playing with the zombie again. I tried to find one that was like a gingerbread cookie, like running. But couldn't find one.
Couldn't find one. So, sunflower. Now, in this piece, there's a lot of black and white in this one. In this piece, I put down one thin coat of either gesso or a little, one coat of warm white. I wanted you to see this before I put color on so that you realize you don't have to put a really opaque color on. You don't have to fill it in perfectly solid. It looks pretty good. This is just one coat. So our base color for these petals is a color called Deep Ochre. That is not it. That's Marigold.
Is the phone stand pattern in the truck pattern?
It is. Yeah. It is. I just thought it needed to go on a phone stand.
Oh my gosh, looking at pics from the wooded creatures. The biggest, the fattest I've ever seen. Oh, fattest raccoon I've ever seen. Rolls upon rolls.
Yeah, we have quite a few of those little fat buggers around here too. Oh my god, I can't get this open. So
they're really liking the truck.
The little red truck. I love the little red truck. I kind of resisted the urge to paint one. Mainly because there seem to be so many of them out there, but I just wanted, I don't know, I just decided to paint one. Thought it'd be fun. So the color that I'm using on these petals, on this sunflower, is called Deep Ochre. This is a new color from DecoArt. You're only going to need one coat over top of that one coat of white. Look at the coverage you get. It's just fine. So this is it. This is Deep Ochre. I've been kind of obsessed with yellow lately. Not usually a color I like, personally, but lately I find I've been using it an awful lot.
Getting really close to that 5,000 mark.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're at 4831.
4,831.
Getting closer and closer.
Yeah. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that red button. Please. We're trying to get to that 5,000 mark where we get a bit more technical support and whatnot from YouTube. So it would be handy.
Does the message also come through on YouTube at the same time? Yes, it does.
And it tells us where it's coming from, so we know whether it's Facebook or if it's on YouTube. So.
We have a consolidated chat room, so we see all the Facebook comments and the YouTube chat all in one window.
So it was funny. We figured out that we could do this. I shouldn't say we. I don't have a mouse in my pocket. Renee figured out that the software would do this. And then he thought, wouldn't it be great? We could do this for the 12 days of Christmas. And I thought, well, if we're going to do anything like that, can we find out now if it works? So we've decided we're going to do the lives this way, just to see how well it works. I know there are a few of you out there that don't have a whole lot of luck with YouTube, or struggle with it and can't find things and whatnot. So this is perhaps convenient. So we're good with it. As long as it functions well, we're good with it.
And the only downside is the Facebook people are gonna have to go to YouTube if they want to be part of the membership program.
Yeah.
And get some of the benefits of that.
Yeah.
So that's the only downside. Facebook, which won't be Facebook for long.
It's going to be Meta soon, right?
Yeah, from what I've been reading, it's not going to be Facebook for long.
Yeah, it's going to be Meta.
Meta.
So I love how that covers, and remember that little gap that I put in? I can still see it clearly right through the yellow, but it covers over that white really nicely, so I can see where all my petals are.
Your one coat always looks so much better than mine. Mine always looks blotchy. What's your secret?
My secret is I thin my paint so that it's nice and even, and so that I get one consistent body of paint. So if I've got a little bit of medium in it or a little bit of water, I work from that puddle, and then when I run out of that puddle, I make a little more that's in that same consistency. And then I paint in the shape of my petal. So I fill the space in like that, as if it's one single entity. And the reason I do that is then the paint follows that shape. And then you don't end up with that blotchy look. And I don't try to get it fully opaque on the first shot. That's the other thing. If you try to get it all opaque in the first shot, you're going to end up with blotchy. So I've got one coat of that yellow. You can still see that it's not fully opaque, but it covers pretty well. The thing to remember is I've also got 3 other colors going over top of this, so I'm not too worried about whether or not that color is solid at this point. So it looks pretty good to me. I'm pleased with that. I might go in and touch it up a little bit in a couple of places, but again, when I do, I follow the shape of the petal.
If you're in North Georgia, I'm guessing? GA?
Yep.
Georgia? It is 48 degrees here.
Ooh, that's a bit nippy in North Georgia. 48
No, it's
degrees.
48 degrees here.
Oh, 48 degrees
I'm just-
centigrade? Oh, I see. Oh, you're talking about the temperature here.
Here.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Here. As in where we are.
Where we are. Yep.
Just wondering what the difference in temperature between Georgia and here.
And here is?
So it's 48.
Yeah, it is 48. What would be 48 degrees?
Or
Fahrenheit.
9 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
It's a chilly day.
It's a little chilly.
It's only gonna get chillier.
Chillier.
Chilly.
Coming into November. November is my least favorite month in this, like anywhere in Canada, because it's always just that transition from fall into winter. And here on the East Coast, it's cold and it's wet.
Blech.
We get a lot of rain in November. So I'm not a fan. I can't wait until December. Going into December, it finally gets cold enough that that rain is now snow. So, and I love snow. I love it here in the wintertime. New Brunswick has beautiful winters.
Pretty mild last year.
Yep, we do. We have beautiful winters. So I wanted to show you guys something. Okay, so I've got a little bit of warm white here, just thin out a little bit. And I'm going to base coat this leaf, just like I did with the flower. I'm going to throw a little bit of white on it.
Do you have your heat on? No, not really.
Yeah, we do. Heat's on. But it's not, we had a fire the other night.
Yeah.
It was so cozy in here. I love it. I love fires. I love having a fire.
165 viewers.
Nice. Okay, so I've got one little coat of warm white on that leaf. I wanted to show you the difference that it makes when you're going to paint something green. So I've got a little bit of antique green. I'm going to go right over the black with the antique green.
It's -2 in Calgary right now. Suckers. That's why I stay. I lived in the prairies for a long time.
Yeah, we lived in Manitoba for 10 years.
And I lived in Manitoba for another 10 years.
Yeah.
So I spent 20 years in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Blech.
One winter.
One winter.
So I've got one coat of antique green over top of that black. Now I'm going to show you one coat of the antique green over top of a coat of warm white.
Whew. 7 degrees in Nova Scotia right now.
Depends on where.
You on the coast? If you're on the coast, you're gonna get some nice cold breezes.
Who was that?
Karina. Hope that's Corina. Karina?
I don't know where Corinna is.
Karen Joan, it's 0 here. Winter peg. Yeah. Good old
There's a reason why we called it winter pig.
Yeah.
So there's the difference with one coat of that thinned warm white or a little gesso underneath the paint and without it. Look at the difference in the color. So it's going to take a couple of coats of antique green so that it's no longer influenced by that black underneath. So whenever you're working with a color, greens, yellows, reds, they tend to be a little on the transparent side. So it's never a bad idea. If you want to keep the brightness of the color, it's never a bad idea to put a coat of a little bit of gesso or even a little bit of warm white. I tend to stay away from titanium white for this because it doesn't cover quite as well as the warm white does. But you can see that those leaves are still influenced by the color that's underneath them. There's quite a change in that.
Make sure my volume's down.
So antique green tends to be my go-to for so many things. It's just leaves in general. I tend to gravitate towards antique green. I just like the tone of it. That kind of aged, slightly rustic looking green. I just love the tone of it. There's no technical reason for using it, quite honestly. It's just I like that green. That green works for me. Now, this one has a little bit of eucalyptus in it. And the base color that I used for the eucalyptus is desert cactus. If I can find mine. It's one of those colors. It's an odd green. Kind of. And I can't find my bottle of this. So I'm going to, I don't know where my bottle of cactus green went, or desert cactus, whatever it's called. So I'm going to substitute mine with some aloe, which is the next closest color. And I'm all set up for Halloween. I got my watch, skull season. So I got my little skull strap. I love this.
Had to show off that.
I did. Look, it's got little skulls and crossbones on it. I love it. I have a couple of skull straps for my watch.
I'm trying to keep up with this chat. It's just scrolling through.
Well, they're having a good time. Socializing.
Yeah, they're socializing. What would be a good substitute for antique green?
You know what? There's
Olive?
antique green is an all. Well, no, not really. Avocado is probably the closest as far as tone. It's a bit more opaque, but avocado green will work. I'm a big fan of antique green. It's just been one of my favorite go-tos. So I'm just basing in this. I'm going to call this eucalyptus.
Sunny painting for a dreary day.
Yeah, it is a good day for it. It's just not that pretty a day out. It is Halloween tomorrow.
I tried to convince her to dress up for this live.
Yeah, no.
She wouldn't have it.
No. So, I have an anniversary of sorts tomorrow.
Yes, you do.
I do.
First date with Dad?
It was 1980.
Aging yourself there?
Just a little bit. Yeah, it was our first date. And then we have a wedding anniversary on the 3rd. So I like this color. The aloe, actually, it covers quite nicely. It's a very opaque green. I think if there was a color that's close to this, I'd have to say like sage green would work for this as well. To paint this eucalyptus.
Why aren't I in costume? I am in costume.
I'm not touching that one.
I am a lumberjack.
I was thinking about that the other day, trying to, I've got a really pretty, like, not plaid shirt, but a buffalo check type shirt upstairs, and I put it on, and your dad walked by. I said to him, like, you know what? I said, some women just look so cute and chic in these plaid shirts, and he went, and?
Well, are you arranged, don't you?
And I said, I just look like I've lost my axe.
Will you be getting more of the Snowflake Stencil M242 soon?
We have them in stock. I just have to adjust the inventory on the website. And I have more ordered.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
There's not too many here, but
We do have some, I know that.
there is some, yes.
We will adjust those on the website for you. So, okay, so we quickly, oops, forgot these ones. Hello.
1980, I was only 3 years old. I was merely a twinkle in my father's eye. Had my mother seen it, she would have made other decisions.
I'm not touching that one either. 1980. I saw the other day a magazine article. It's color trend time.
Color trend time?
All my color trend reports are coming in, and I love this time of year for that.
Getting all the oranges and reds.
Well, I get the color trend reports come in, and it gives you an idea of what color is going to be trending for the next year or two and what to look for. And no, I just love this time of year, and my computer just goes ting, 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 ting with color trend reports arriving. And my books, my color books come in. I love that, flipping through them. And one of the trend reports said everything 80s. And then when I flipped open the first picture, it was like, oh, sweet mother of God. I had hoped that those style trends had passed away and stayed in the 80s, but apparently they did not.
No, they're coming back.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The 80s was great for certain things.
Music?
Music in particular.
Decor? No.
Not so much. Not so much.
Yay, paneling.
Oh my God. No, that was the 70s.
Oh, was it?
Oh God, yes. I remember those days. But yeah, lace bandanas, stirrup pants, for God's sake. Who the hell? I've been reading some of the, especially from Fashion Week in London and whatnot. Oh my Lord. Take a photo of Madonna in 1982. And you're seeing all of the stuff that she used to wear in the 80s is all coming back.
Yeah.
You know, the big lace bows in the hair, and oh my gosh. Yeah, and the smoky eye. That's kind of what triggered that little epiphany the other day.
What do we got for a giveaway today?
Oh, for giveaway today, we have some Stampenda stamps.
Ooh.
We have 2 sets.
From Miss Deb?
From Stampendas and from paintingwithdeb.com.
Yeah.
And then, and we also have some Dynasty brushes to go with that. So there's one for the Facebook group and one for the YouTube group.
Oh, God. Orange and avocado, shag carpeting, and bell bottoms says 70s.
Oh, yes.
Yup.
Avocado green was huge. I remember this well. My mother had a fridge and stove, avocado green. We didn't have a dishwasher because you had to be rich to own a dishwasher.
I wasn't even born yet. Neither was I. You're a year older than me. Born in 85? I was 86, baby.
Oh my God, I feel old today.
In 1980, I had 3 kids, a 6-year-old, twins, and in the terrifying 3s.
Oh,
You poor soul.
troublesome 2s, terrifying 3s, fearsome 4s. You entered all of those stages a year before they were actually supposed to happen. Yeah. So it was just
It's
terror
more
from 2 on.
Fearless force.
Fearless 4? No, fearsome 4s.
Fearsome force?
It's fearless if you're 4. If you're a parent of a 4-year-old, it's fearsome.
Okay, I call it the fearless force then.
Yeah.
Aye.
Until you have children.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the term sleeping like a baby.
I have a child. It's got 4 legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't use.
It's no comparison, I can tell you.
It's no comparison.
She doesn't talk back.
Oh, yes, she does.
Doesn't matter.
If I knew what she was saying, it'd be a different story.
There is no comparison raising a puppy and raising a kid.
Oh my God. Join the club.
Okay. I love looking at some of the photos from the 1980s and going, what the hell were we thinking? We thought we looked great.
Do you sand the canvas before coating it with black?
Well, canvas now already comes pre-gessoed. I will sometimes hit it with an extra coat if the canvas is too coarse. I'll put a second coat on. And then I'll give it a light scuff just to remove any little bits that are sticking up. Because I just find that irritating.
I'm just hoping the 1990s windbreakers don't make a comeback. I'm really hoping they don't.
Yeah.
Those were like, they were always like bright purples and...
Oh, yeah. So that little butterfly is going to match that sunflower. So we're going to base coat those wings with the same yellow that we used on our sunflower. And again, having that one coat of warm white or a little bit of gesso over top of that black makes a huge difference.
Well, there's always new people here. Tammy Renee MC. She's wondering about your tattoo.
Which tattoo? Oh, well, the only one they can see. Hello.
Derp.
You know, yeah, derp. Someday the lights are on and nobody's home. The tattoo, actually, all four of us, my husband, my daughter, and Renee, all have that same tattoo.
Little puzzle piece.
Little puzzle piece. My daughter designed it. And our daughter Dominique is autistic. And she designed her puzzle piece with the little peace sign in the middle for acceptance and understanding. And so everyone in the family has the same tattoo. Renee's is on his neck.
Behind my ear.
Just behind his ear. Dominique's is on her left wrist. Mine is on my left wrist, closest to my heart. And my husband's is on his left wrist. Dominique's is just the puzzle piece with the peace sign. My husband's is the puzzle piece with her initials underneath it. And mine has the date that she changed my life, which was 04/07/89. So that's what that is.
And mine's on my neck. And it's got her initials inside the puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't put it on my wrist.
Yeah. Because he has other stuff.
Yeah, because, well...
He has other
both arms
tattoos.
are covered, so...
Both of his arms are covered, so... And, I don't know. I don't have... This is the only one I have on my arms, is this one.
Yeah.
I have tattoos on my legs, but not on my arms.
I have a reserved spot for the classic mom tattoo.
Oh, good.
The Sailor Jerry style.
Yeah. I think
heart with the ribbon. Says
my next
mom.
one is going to be a very Sailor Jerry.
Yeah?
Yeah. I want a little skull tattoo, very Sailor Jerry.
Let's go do them.
Okay.
I'm down.
Okay.
I'll get the mom tattoo.
Yeah. So he's going to get a mom tattoo, and I'm going to get a little skull.
A Sailor Jerry skull?
Yeah.
Really?
I want one, yeah.
Okay.
I want a little Sailor Jerry skull. I also want one of my own skulls. One of my own.
Just get a whole sleeve done in skulls.
No, I'm not sure it'll go on my sleeve, on my arm. I don't know where I'll put it, but maybe I'll put it on the other wrist. Or maybe I'll put it here somewhere.
What's the mom tattoo?
Oh, you know, the heart with the mom.
The stereotypical.
Yeah.
You see it in cartoons all the time. The heart that says mom in it.
Yep. Yep, that's a Sailor Jerry. I love that style of tattoo. It's traditional American.
Yeah.
I love it. Especially when it's really well done. It's quite nice.
I still have a goal of actually going to Japan and getting one traditionally done.
I'd like to go to New Zealand to get one done.
Oh, and get a... Oh, that would be neat.
Yeah. What size brush is being used? Great big... Hi, Jane. Jim Crossley. This time around, I'm using a number 2 filbert to do this base coating. And I base coated almost everything with it. The only time I changed brush, I switched over to a number 2 round to do some of these smaller leaves. Got so busy gabbing, I forgot to look at some of the questions. So I'm just going to quickly touch up this white, not quite opaque enough because there's only some transparent shading going over top of this handle. So
was that soot?
Yes, that's soot.
Don't you dare! No. God! Don't walk across the keyboard.
The other day, she shut the computer off. At least we thought it was off. Then we thought it was something broken because she had turned off all of the screen. Walking across the keyboard, she literally dimmed it out to the point where even though the computer was on, we couldn't tell it was on. It looked like something had died. It was not a good moment. That turned out she had just stepped on one of the keys and put the monitor to sleep. Because she's a bit of a pain that way. Okay. So there we go. We are ready to do all the fun stuff. Base coating, and I can't stress this enough. If you're going to be working on black backgrounds, you need to put a little bit of white or something like it underneath. So either warm white or a little bit of gesso. Ooh, screen picture's gone funny. The picture has gone funny. It's a little pixelated.
No, it's probably just lag.
Oh, okay. So a little bit of either warm white, a little bit of thinned warm white, or a little bit of thin gesso in those areas where you want the brighter color. So under the yellows, under the reds, under those greens, just so that you get a nice brighter tone as opposed to having, this more subdued. You can see the difference right here. This one had the white. This one was straight over the black. So the color is heavily influenced. So a little bit of that warm white underneath and those colors will be much brighter, much warmer, and have better intensity. So I'm going to dry this real quick. Hit it with the heat gun. I love this heat gun.
I'm going to get a dad tattoo. Both love classic cards, so I'm getting a 1932 Deuce Coupe.
Oh,
Daddy, with Daddy's girl surrounding it.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, if I were to have a car tattooed on my frame,
would it be his truck?
Yeah, his 1933 short box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or his 67 Mustang. I don't know. Or the 57 T-Bird.
Pick one.
Yeah, hard pressed. Those are my 3 favorites.
T-Bird, that's a boat.
Oh, Dad's was not.
No?
57 T-Bird was not a boat.
What was his, the coupe or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It wasn't the sedan.
No, it wasn't the big boat. It had the little porthole windows on the side. It was a pretty little car.
What is this? What color is the center?
Right now, it's just black. It's about to be asphaltum. If I can find my asphaltum.
Oh.
See, I cleaned up and I can't find anything. There it is.
We just had a huge drop in bit rate here.
Okay.
Error. Oh, we should be all right.
Yeah.
It's coming back.
So I'm just going to fill in that center with a little bit of asphaltum. And this is where I get to clean up some rough edges. Just like so. And I'm just using the point of that filbert to sort of push that color around. This is not a neat and tidy base coat. I want this to retain a little bit of texture. So I'm using a fair amount of paint and I'm just sort of pushing the paint around till it fills up that space.
Was it like the T-Bird in American Graffiti?
Yes. It was.
Renee Howard, I have a 67 Bonneville convertible.
Ooh. Ready.
That's a boat.
That's a boat. Big old Buick.
Bonneville convertible.
Oh, we had a big Mercury. Like a big Mercury.
Gonna grab me a Mercury and drive it.
Oh, it was a boat. It was a big V8. It was huge car.
I would still like to get my hands on an old Chevy. Probably will never find a 1930s, but 1950s style. Old farm
There
truck,
we
most
go.
likely.
So, I now am ready to start putting all the fun stuff in.
Fun stuff.
The fun stuff.
Okay, I'm going to have to adjust.
You going to adjust?
Yeah. Please bear with us.
The camera's gonna go
Ape.
Okay. Oops.
I'm twisting the wrong one.
Oh, well. There we go. Ooh, that camera. God, I hate it when it does that. Woo.
Remind you of the 70s?
Oh. How old do you think I am?
Ta-da! You're good.
Does it remind me of the 70s? I do remember the 70s.
Yeah.
Mainly because I was not that old in the 70s. Mind you, I was starting high school in the 70s, so.
I rest my case.
Shut up. No.
Gonna zoom in a bit. There we go. That's a nice little zoom. There. As long as she doesn't move it too much, you guys will see everything.
There we go. Ooh, look at that. Nice zoom.
Strobe camera. Tripping. My dad had a 57 T-Bird hardtop convertible.
Yeah, that was a hard top too.
It was aqua in color.
Oh, Dad's was white with a red leather interior.
Ooh. I had a 1937 Ford pickup. Ooh. Had. Ah, damn.
Yeah.
Sold it and bought the Bonneville. Ah!
No. My dad found his 33.
Yeah, and she could take me out. I know. I know the saying all too well. I've heard it thousands of times. She brought me into this world. She could take me out.
And I wouldn't even have to carry him.
Mm.
So,
She wouldn't even have to do it.
I can hire somebody. So we're going to start by shading these flowers. I have my sponge.
Sponge.
The sponge. So we're going to start with shading these flowers. We need to give them a little bit of heat.
Amen.
And I'm looking to see if, yeah, I have a weird color. I'm using a little bit of burnt sienna. And I've got a 3/8 angled shader here. And that little bit of burnt sienna is going to go into those deeper areas. Okay, what happened here? Something's stuck. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I didn't do nothing.
No, it's just, I think it's just Facebook. So I'm using a little bit of that burnt sienna to separate these petals. Comme ça. And I'm starting with those flowers, or the flowers, bunny leaves, starting with the petals in the back, the ones that are tucked in behind the ones in the foreground. Now I'm using just a small amount of burnt sienna because that color is very strong. And so I've thinned it out a little bit so that it floats nicely and that it behaves itself. while I'm putting it in. Now, if you decide you're going to paint this using fluid acrylics, the color you would use is quinacridone gold. It's just such a great color for sunflowers because it's a rich golden orangey yellow. It's a beautiful tone, and it works just beautifully for this. And if you're painting with regular Americanas, then just some good old burnt sienna. Just make sure you thin it out. Look how pretty. I love that color.
I have no idea what's going on.
What?
Everybody's saying it's fuzzy, pixelated.
Is that on Facebook or on YouTube?
It's YouTube
And
and Facebook.
yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not sure what's causing that.
Everything's okay on our end.
I was getting it a little pixelated. It's pixelated now. I'm watching it. I have the iPad in front of me so I can see this feed.
Some are saying it's not a problem.
And it's, oh, wow. It's doing weird stuff.
It's doing weird stuff.
Yeah, like I'm seeing it in the negative right now.
What?
Look.
It's fine.
A second ago it was not fine. Okay, so we've got another row of those flowers. I'm going to put like a little C-stroke in here, and then I'm going to shade along the edge of this petal. And this one here has got a little turnover when you look at the line drawing, so I'm going to shade under that little turnover. And then this one, again, I'm going to give it a little C-stroke, and then I'm going to separate these two petals with that little float right there. And then there's this little petal here. I'm going to shade in here, and then in behind this one, like so. And then this one gets a little shadow like that. You can see it's got a little flip over. Which brings me to these three larger petals here. And this, we're going to give them a sort of a bowl shape by putting this C-shaped float towards the base of the petal.
Oh, I see what happened.
What happened?
Yeah, that's YouTube's end. I can't do anything about that.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll correct in the be
Yeah,
correct,
should be
is
fine
it?
now.
Yeah. There we go. So I have my shading in place. I love how this little bit of that burnt sienna, it gives these petals a little bit of heat, and it separates these petals quite nicely. So now I have all these individual petals. And I'm going to dry this. Now the nice part is if you at any time you feel this isn't dark enough or deep enough, you can simply dry it and then go back in with a second float. Like here, I've got a little spot here I'm not thrilled with. I want to deepen. There we go. Lovely. I want to put a little center vein in a couple of these petals. I want to give these back petals a little bit more depth so they don't look quite flat. So I'm just giving them a little center vein. It's just a float of that burnt sienna. And I'm going right down the center. Doesn't matter which side, to be quite honest, at this point. And this is just going to give these flowers a little bit more texture. There we go.
My first car was a 2003 Mazda RX-8.
My first car was a 1970 VW Bug.
Dad's first car is a 1971 Plymouth Cuda.
Yeah. So,
Everybody remembers their first car.
yep.
You know what happened to mine? Got traded.
So, we've got that flower done. We're going to do the same thing to that flutterby. With that burnt sienna, we're going to take that color right up against the body, like so. Just going to put a float right there. And we're going to walk it out a little bit. And I'll do the same thing on the other side.
I bought my son his dream car this summer. It was a 74 Cuda.
Oh my goodness.
It was in a shipping container for 26 years.
Wow.
Damn, that's a good find. My first car was a 78 MG Midget.
And geez, they're fun.
Mine was a Mini Cooper station wagon.
A Mini Cooper station wagon?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know. Just not a common car, that's all.
Oh my god, 84 Buick Skyhawk.
An 84. Okay. So now I'm going to dry my flutterbys.
66 Mustang, the engine caught fire, and that was the end of that.
Oh,
A 1950 Ford.
yeah. My dad traded in
64 Super Sport Impala.
My dad traded in a Ford Fairlane
Oh.
in 1967 for a brand spanking new limited edition centennial version of the 67 Mustang.
Oh, that'd be worth a penny.
And he bought it brand new right off the lot.
Is that the one your mother crashed?
She didn't crash it, somebody crashed into her.
Ah.
Yeah. And Dad, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Dad bought the wreck back from the insurance company and rebuilt it.
68 Chevy Bel Air. 68 Chevy Nova. Oh,
Dad had one of those too at one point.
a Nova? Those are worth a penny now.
All of Dad's cars were worth a penny.
A 61 Ford Falcon.
Oh, your Uncle Jacques had one of those.
Yes, he did.
Yep.
My first car was a 55 Ford four-door custom.
So we're going to start highlighting these petals. Now, the color I'm going to use is Sunny Day.
Is that, you're using an angled brush?
I am. I'm using a 3/8 angle.
Yeah.
And I'm dressing my brush in a little bit of Joe Sonia's Fast Dry Glaze. I use that stuff all the time. So I am tip loading this as if I'm going to float, because that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to float the tips of these petals, like so.
Oh, Deb's on.
Hey, Deb.
Tracy, we need an old Bel Air for our Hobby Lobby trips.
Oh my God.
It's huge. It was huge.
Yep.
Oh, I wish I still had my 77 Corvette T-top.
Ooh,
Nice.
77 Corvette T-top. Nice car. So I'm just floating a little bit sunny day onto the tips of these petals, like so. Just like that.
When you base coat black, did you thin the paint or did you use black gesso?
I used black gesso, but I thinned the paint out with a little bit of Joe Sonia's fast dry glaze. You know, it's like Frank's Red Hot sauce. I put that crap on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first car was a 76 Ford Pinto.
Oh my goodness.
And no, it didn't catch fire.
Good to know. Well, we know now there was at least one. So,
what is this? What did Beth Root? I'm trying to find what Beth Root said.
oops. Okay, I whoopsied this one, but it's okay.
Mine was a 68 Chevy Nova. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
With 3 in the tree. Oh, yeah, 3 on the column. Standard shift? Yeah. 3 in the tree. I know how to drive that. I
don't think there's much you can't drive.
Nope. If it has wheels, I can drive it. And if it's meant to fly but has wheels, I could probably move it.
So I'm just popping, like I said, this is just a little sunny day going on to that highlight. This is just helps you shape these petals. Gives you, that little sunnier look, but they are going to look a little flat for a bit. Because I'm going to put a wash of color over top of everything.
Do you use Joe Sonia's fast dry glaze every time you float?
Yes.
She does now. Now that she has Joe Sonia's.
Now that I have some Joe Sonia's, yes. Because it's been like pulling teeth finding the stuff, but now that I have some, and I have a little stockpile.
Renee, have you seen the new Corvette? They ruined them. I think the Corvettes were on their way out in the first place.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the only good Corvette was the Stingray. And, I mean, classic body Stingray.
Yeah.
Those were nice cars. I really liked them. But I'm also a big fan of Novas and other fastbacks. GTOs, still one of my favorite cars. 70 Dodge Dart.
Back when it was a real car.
Back when it was a real car. You seen the new ones?
Yeah.
It's not even a car, it's like a golf cart.
It's an expensive golf cart. Okay, so we're almost done with this highlight. Now I'm going to show you a trick. Because right now, I mean, I've used a great red to put a little heat in there, but these yellows are really subdued. They're toned down a little bit, and we want to put a lot of sunshine back in. We're going to highlight that butterfly the same way. So tips and edges of I wanted to call these petals again, but wings. It's like the bunny leaves thing. I still can't.
Bunny leaves.
Bunny leaves.
My dad had a 1956 International pickup.
Oh, wow.
Used to drive that the kids used to drive. It had a double clutch every time you had to shift. Well, yeah, it was an International. Thing it was a work truck.
Puppy dog's on the move.
Yeah. I can go make sure.
There. So I don't worry too much about getting all of these shadows and highlights absolutely perfect at this point. Primarily because we still got more color to go on top of them. So if they're not absolutely perfect, don't worry about it. All we really need is just to get the color placed, because the next step is going to be the one that really changes how these flowers and how this butterfly looks. We're going to use, this is a neat trick, and it's a fun little trick you can do. Now, if you're working with regular Americanas, you can use this. This is saffron yellow. This will do the job very nicely. If you have the fluid acrylics, you can do it with a little bit of diarylide yellow, which is this one. It's like a school bus yellow. They're both quite transparent, and so they will do the job quite nicely. I'm going to make sure that my highlights are dry. And we're going to take a little bit of that saffron yellow, and we're going to thin it out on the brush. It's a pretty intense color. It's very bright yellow. So it's going to make these sunflowers really jump. So it's going to change that burnt sienna a little bit. It's going to change that sunny day quite a bit. So look at that, how bright that yellow gets. And it changes that little bit of burnt sienna quite a bit, becomes a deeper orange. And so we get that bright sunflower look out of it. And I'm just brushing a wash of this over top of my petals. Just like that. And if you find your shading is not dark enough, we're going to fix that too, because we're going to use a little bit of asphaltum to finalize all of that shading. But look what that wash of that yellow does for that sunflower. I love this transparent wash of color over top. Look at that. So now you get all of that heat back. All of that bright sunshiny yellow. So look at the difference. This one is a little more subdued, and then you put that bright yellow in, and then whoomph, you get big time yellow. And it's just literally a glaze of color over top of everything that you've just done. But I love what it does to that burnt sienna. It gives you that nice rich orangey red. And then over top of your yellows, you get that little pop of sunshine, that nice bright yellow, that vibrant, vibrant yellow. I love it.
Somebody send you a text.
A text.
No? I heard somebody chime.
Oh, well, me. Mine doesn't chime, it goes doo-doo.
Mine vibrates. Did Dot get to try her skis? Hasn't snowed yet.
Hasn't snowed yet. I can guarantee you that that's coming. I guess the sun had a major solar event on Thursday, so we're expecting, the Weather Channel is telling us that we could see northern lights over the whole country tonight.
Wow.
And tomorrow. So we don't often get them on the East Coast, but it'll be interesting to see.
What are you applying over the flower?
I took a little bit, saffron yellow, thinned it out, just to make a nice glaze and brushed right over top of all of those yellows. Look at how vibrant that is. So I'm going to dry this real quick, and then we're going to shade these flowers with just a little float of asphaltum, just to separate them nicely. So I've got a little bit of asphaltum on here, and this is going to establish those deeper shadows.
I have a Dodge Dart right now. I hate that tiny car. I didn't buy it. My husband did.
So that little bit of asphaltum just really sets those petals apart. Gives you that nice...
Where did we get? Is it my phone? Is my phone doing? No.
That's just to give these a little sharpness to the edges of these petals. It divides the petals nicely. Shapes them nicely. And this is also where you get to clean up any little rough edges that you're not thrilled with. This is where you get to sharpen those up.
You don't have any neon yellows, eh?
I do.
Use that as a highlight color, maybe?
You could, I suppose. Let's try it.
Really bang.
Big bang for your buck.
Yeah.
I don't know how that neon yellow would look. I've never done it on a sunflower. Let's try.
Just as a highlight? Or would that be like too...
I don't know. Let's find out. One never knows. You don't know these things till you try it. And I'm game. So I'm going to grab... This is neon yellow.
Let's try this out.
Renana's brilliant ideas. This is scorching yellow.
Scorching yellow.
My eyes. It could be. Oh. Kinda has a little bit of a greenish cast to it, but ooh. Not horrible, so. I don't know. Okay. Really? Madam?
Yes, that was the cat.
That was Miss Soot. I'm rather liking that. I don't know if it shows on camera, but I rather like that. That has quite the pop.
Look at me go.
Look at you go.
Yay, color theory.
Wow. Now, neon yellow isn't something I would necessarily associate with sunflowers, but I used neon red in my little fire truck. My little red truck the other day as a highlight color on the reds, but oh my, does this ever pop that yellow? Oof. Oof. Love it. I like it. So now this butterfly up here is looking a little...
Gotta add some neon yellow to that thing too.
Well, I'm thinking I gotta put that saffron yellow onto it first. So, although it's a very pretty yellow, whoa, I love that saffron. Love it, love it, love it. I love how the colors just zing. Especially yellows. Yellows just pop off of that background. Look at that. So, little saffron on top of our butterfly. Woo.
What happened to Bob?
Bob is hiding today.
Is he?
Yeah. I think he's right there.
Amongst his children?
He's... Yeah, we have the children of the corn thing going over here.
There's Bob.
There's Bob.
There you go.
And then we have all of his boblings.
Boblings.
We have little Bobs, hundreds of them. I even put the blanks up on the website. I called them Bobs.
You call them Bobs?
I called them Bobs. So if you type capital B, O-B into the search engine on the website, these come up. I have a bazillion of these little guys kicking around. Same with the little Santa tags. The little tags that I used to do, those Santa pins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're up there too. We like I don't know how many of those would 250, I don't know. Some ridiculous number. So I gotta dry my Flutterby. Pretty, pretty. I'm gonna highlight the tips of these wings with a little float of that neon yellow because I'm liking it.
You're welcome.
Whoa. Big time. Well, you know what? It's an in-your-face yellow, let me tell you.
Mm.
But I like the vibrancy of it. Some fun.
Judy Thacker just bought 4 different Bobs.
I just thought they were super cute, and then I've still got some work to do on these ones, but yeah, I had some fun. Then Linda Sopranko, God love her, she points out to me, I thought Bob had white eyes. Bob does indeed have white eyes, so I'm going to...
That's what made Bob creepy in the first place.
I know, so I'm going to change out some of the eyeballs on these pins because, Bob's. So... I don't know, they were just fun. I'm making a stack of these little Bob pins because, I got nothing else to do.
How can we find next week's project? Watch the live till the end.
Yep. We're going to have some fun next week. I'm getting into holiday mode. I'll apologize now. I love painting stuff for Christmas. It's just, I don't know, it's just fun to do. So next week, we're not doing anything Christmassy because coming into November, I got oodles of Christmas stuff coming up. So,
Gail
Woolsey?
Yeah. Are these our AA pins?
No, they're not your AA pins. No, they are not. Your AA pins, as you so blithely call them, some of them have come in, and then I realized that I didn't order anywhere near enough, so I ordered another pile of them. And we've got some other goodies that are coming in too. So, like everything right now, everything you have to wait. You gotta wait. There's long wait times for everything, so.
Is there a pattern for Bob pins?
There will be, yes. As soon as these are finished and I get the project sheet up, it will be up. But it will be a freebie. That one will just be posted in the
Most likely
freebie
be
section.
a rack.
Yeah, it'll be a rack.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be posted in the freebies section on my website. Okay, I'm happy.
Artists Anonymous. Oh!
Artists Anonymous. Okay, we'll go with that.
Artists Anonymous. Good save.
Good save. Yeah.
I've been painting Christmas for a couple of weeks now.
Oh, I love painting Christmas stuff.
Halloween.
Love it. Yeah, but Halloween is one day. Christmas is a whole month. Christmas is
so glad I never
huge.
got a seasonal commission for my motorcycles.
I love Christmas stuff. Christmas stuff is fun, fun, fun.
Yeah. I always got themed commissions.
Yeah.
Themed.
So I'm just putting a shadow on the bottom portion of that center, and then I put a little float all the way around the middle. Just trying to create a little bowl in there. So we're going to dry that. This icon is just fabulous.
Yeah,
It is.
That neon really.
It did. It really pops those flowers. I don't know if it shows up on camera as well as it does here, but the tips of these flowers are nice and bright. Like wherever that highlight is, they just pop off of there. It's great. So now that the center is dry, we're going to switch over to doing those leaves. And the shading color for this is Plantation Pine. If you're using the fluid acrylic, you can use a little bit of sap green. I do love the fluid acrylics. And they're back in production, so I can start using them again. And my Decor box arrived this week, so there's a bunch of good goodies in there for our 12 days of Christmas. Can't wait for that. It's going to be so much fun.
We should be doing it 12 days before Christmas.
Too close. I wanted to do it at the beginning of December, so there's some hope that they'll get it before 2022. Even that's pushing it. So I'm just putting a float up underneath those flowers. This is just, as I said, Plantation Pine. I want to get that float in first to that little one that separates the leaves and lifts that flower up a little bit. I'm going to dry this real quick. Whew, man, does that dry quick.
Is this a recording that I could come back to?
Yes.
We are live, but it is being recorded and you can come back to it anytime.
Yeah. And you'll be able to watch it on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to, I feel like a truck driver turning this thing. There's that little float down the center vein. Again, with that Plantation Pine. It's a great green. If you don't have Plantation Pine, you don't have sap green, a little bit of black green will work just fine. We just need a darker value green to give us that nice separation and shading under there. This is what helps lift that flower up off of the leaves.
The YouTube channel is Tracy Moreau.
Yep. Just type in my name into the search engine, you'll find me. Can't miss it, that big color, that paint splotch logo on there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got my leaves shaded. Now, my highlight color for these leaves is matcha green. It's a very light shade of green, got a high amount of yellow in it. It's a high yellow, just like that. And it's a bit more opaque. It doesn't want to come out of the bottle. There we go. And I'm ready to float. And I'm going to come down and down the center vein, like so. And I also like to come over to this side and put a weak float at that edge as well. And I kind of let that color lead a little bit. We want this to shape that leaf nicely.
Still think you need an artist lazy Susan.
Oh, the board for turning? Yeah.
Maybe for when we do lives and recordings. But most of the time it ends up in our lap anyway.
Yeah, if I'm sitting here by myself, it goes.
What color was the center float? The center.
Oh, the center of the flower? It's lamp black. Just used a little bit of lamp black.
Highlight the leaves with neon green.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking that might be a good idea.
Did the pansies video ever get posted?
No, we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Swamped lately.
Oh. Don't think you saw my question. What is the sponge used for?
Oh, the sponge. This is, it's a couple of weeks ago, somebody had asked me about floating, that they were having trouble getting the amount of water in their brush just right. And this is what I do. I have, this is just a cellulose kitchen sponge, the type with the little scrubby on the back. And you get it good and wet, and then I squeeze the water out so that it doesn't drip. It's wet, but it's not drippy. And then when I'm loading my brush and get the water in it, we've always been taught to touch it to a piece of paper towel. I always found that paper towel takes too much moisture out of the brush. And so I use a wet sponge instead, so I can just touch it to the surface like so, but it still leaves lots of water in the brush. And so I can load my brush up without worrying about losing too much moisture out of it. And so I'm able to float quite nicely. So now that I've highlighted, I want to come back in and sharpen up all of these shadings, especially on that center vein. And if you're looking for just the right amount of water in your brush for floating, this sponge technique works beautifully because it will take some of the water out, but it leaves enough in the brush that you can still work with it. It's a really easy way to control and get a consistent amount of water in your brush, is by using that sponge.
That was Charlotte from Facebook.
So I'm going to dry this. And now I think I need to go grab some neon green.
Susan Coltonback, dang, I can't get warm.
Oh no. There's something that I got arrived with my supplies the other day was this. Deckworks Blacklight Neon. So these ones respond under black light, which is pretty cool. So, and they do work really well. So I've got a little bit of neon green because now I have to, I have to see.
Ray, working on your Tumblr. What? Which?
Oh, that must be
It's Don Lavelle.
Dawn. So I've got a little neon green in here. Oh,
Do you want your name on it? Sure. Like,
oh, believe me, anything that can identify his belongings is a good idea.
sure.
Oof, I like that.
I can't wait to see this. I saw yours, and
Mine is awesome.
that is an awesome Tumblr.
For those of you who don't know, Don Lavelle made me the most amazing Go Cup.
Right.
It is just the coolest.
I gotta go get it.
I love it. I have skulls on my Go Cup. And it's got my name on it. I love my Go Cup. So it's my water tumbler. Follows me around the house. Put my cranberry juice and my water in it. Ooh, I love that. Love that neon green on there. Check this out, guys. This thing is frippin' awesome. She's got my name on it. Of course, it's got glitter. Lots of glitter. And then it's got the most awesome skulls on there that look like they were painted with asphaltum. I love it. It is fantastic. So if you're looking for something like this, like a little custom gift, go and check out Dawn Lavelle's Facebook page and just connect with her on Facebook. She does beautiful work. This is a gorgeous Go Cup. I got spoiled. Oh, I love the neon green. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Did your mom have to put mittens on?
Yes, Renee had mittens on strings.
Yeah.
It was either that or duct tape or a staple.
Yep. I still have a tendency to lose gloves.
I know you do. And coffee cups and
Well, the coffee cup I had for like
10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Back when I was working for Yeti.
Yep. Oh, speaking of Yeti.
Or sorry, I was working for the distributor of Yeti for Canada.
Yep.
I got first dibs on all the new colors.
So now we're going to paint the eucalyptus, the one that is, it calls for desert cactus. I have no idea where my bottle of desert cactus went, but
Amongst your...
It's not there. I had ended up having to use aloe instead because it's close. It's like one value out. It'll do the trick. And the color I'm going to shade this with is, well, originally I did it with mermaid tail. But because this one's lighter, I think the mermaid tail might be too dark. So I'm going to use peacock teal, which is just one value lighter than the mermaid tail. So if you don't have the mermaid tail, peacock teal will do the trick. Such a pretty blue-green. Love this color. And I'm blending it well. I didn't want to use it full strength. So I'm going to put a float of this peacock teal at the base. That little bum-shaped leaf.
That's why I get new gloves every year.
And me, I lost my
Your doeskin?
my doeskin gloves.
Oh no!
What, 2 years ago?
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then
had I known that.
last fall, I was cleaning out a closet and they were in the pocket of a jacket that I don't often wear. So I now have my doeskin gloves, but I think I've had those for years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm addicted to mugs.
Oh, what is it about mugs? Coffee cups? Oh, we're terrible. So
I have one made out of oxhorn.
yeah, call it his Viking cup.
It's my Viking mug.
So I'm just putting a little float. These leaves are kind of shaped like a bum. Right. So I just put a float of that peacock teal at the base of the leaf, or the end of the leaf, I should say, because the base would be the part where the stem joins.
How do I join the paid membership? Frustrated.
The paid membership group, you need to go to the YouTube channel.
And click the little blue join button.
And there is a blue join button at the top of the page. And you have to have a Google account or a YouTube account in order to access it. If you don't have one, you won't be able to find that button.
Which, if you're using it on iPhone,
Yeah, it won't be there.
yeah, it won't be there. For some reason, the app does not show it, but yet on other channels it does.
Yeah. So it's,
We don't know why.
we have no idea why.
How do you load the brush for floating when using glaze?
Oh, the same as you do with water.
Boom.
It's, just, I'll show you really quick. So when you get your brush wet, you dip it into the water, and we tend to drag it up the sides of the water dish, and that's all you have to do. Just dip it in like you would with water. I drag it up the sides to take out the excess. I still touch my sponge, just exactly the way I do with water.
And then you're ready to go.
And then I'm ready to go. I tip load into the paint, blend as usual.
iPad question mark? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Some tablets work, some tablets don't.
Yeah.
The most surefire way is use a browser on your Mac computer or
Your PC.
your Windows PC.
Yeah.
That is the most surefire way of
Yeah.
getting it done.
Because we found that it differs from one device to the next and from one operating system to the next.
Yeah.
It works different on Android than it does on iOS. It's just, and
There's nothing we can do about it.
there's not a thing we can do about it, believe me. So we now need to put a center vein on our Eucalyptus. So I'm going to start at this point of the brush, and I'm going to, or at the brush, bunny leaves, again with the bunny leaves. Good Lord. So I need to put center vein. To figure out which way that center vein curves, just have a look at the line drawing. I draw them in the way they're supposed to go so that you get these nice little curves and the leaves look like they dip down. I love this color. It's an unusual color to put it over top of that that aloe or over top of that desert cactus. The two colors don't look like they should work together, but they do. So now we've got shading. And then
There's some people working on the red truck already.
It was a fun piece to paint. I'm convinced that if you're sitting there painting, especially when I'm designing, if I'm designing something and I catch myself giggling.
Holy. I just had chat catch up. Just.
Oh, did we miss anything?
Oh, wow. Okay. Still using plantation? Question mark?
Plantation pine, yep. It's my favorite green for shading greens. It's very transparent. It has a nice dark value. It because it's transparent, you can layer. I love that about it.
Somebody just asked, where's Sheila Landry? And she just got in.
Oh.
Hi, everyone. I am late today.
Hi, Sheila. Knowing Sheila, she was probably up in her studio working like a dog.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. Because I don't think there's anybody that works as hard as she does, my goodness. And she's working so hard to make sure that everything gets shipped out before her deadline. So I'll tell you right now, gang, if you're looking for beautiful surfaces, for Christmas ornaments, for whatever it is you want to paint, get on that website now because Sheila takes December off. So if you want it, better check now. And she deserves the break. Girl works awful hard. So I have to actually get on there today because I need to order some trays.
Heads up, Sheila.
I'm just giving you a heads up here. I need to order some trays because I have some more ideas for these.
They can't. It's zoomed in right now.
It is.
There you go.
I have more ideas for these. I love this tray. And my brain has been going at 1,000,000 miles an hour with holiday ideas. And I love this surface. And of course, Sheila makes them, so I need to get my order in like PDQ so that I can get a couple more trays before the holidays.
Sheila says, "Yikes."
So, yeah, I just the little red truck that I did the other day.
Yeah.
That just got my brain going even more. So now I'm,
no.
you know,
That certain something that
There's-
you're working on.
I don't know. Well, I've got the paid memberships pattern.
Yeah.
I'm just putting the final touches on that. And I'm excited about those because those are going to be awesome. And then I've got a bazillion and one other ideas for my other project. So
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I'm excited about that because I want to have, I'm thinking probably 8 to 10 projects for that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have 6.
That's a big project.
I started out wanting to do 4 or 5.
And now it's grown to
And
how
now
many?
it's 10. Because one thing just sort of bleeds into another. So it's getting scary.
I think it's going to do great.
I hope so.
What are you planning? Are you planning like a 2022 release or?
Probably.
Yeah.
But then again, who knows?
Once you get it all.
It's, you know how I get when I get excited about something, I can't let it go until I'm done. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be before the year is out. Who knows? Anyway, so we've got our little highlight on our eucalyptus. And so now we got to start pulling some of this together because we've got like the bulk of the work done. So now we got to start pulling some things together. And one of the things we got to do is we need to put some polka dots on things. So I'm just trying to line this up so I get lots of polka dots on those little white bars on our teacup.
Oh, there's Niece Van Newkirk.
Hey, niece.
Cool. Got you on Facebook too?
Yeah, we're dual streaming today. So I'm going to tape this in place because I don't want this to shift. And I'm going to grab, oh, no, that's not the one I want.
Do we need to order from Sheila for November membership pattern?
No.
No. You had to think about that?
I did. But no, not this time around. Cover distributing makes one surface. The others are all surfaces that we either have or are readily available at your local craft supply place. So I'm trying to keep the surfaces so that they're readily available, so they're not so hard to get. So white stripes, I'm going to just stencil these. This is a 1/8 polka dot. I'm just using, okay. I just wanted to make sure I was on the stripe.
Did you have one of those?
Yes, I did. There's a reason why I taped that sucker in place. I just realized something. I did this backwards. I painted the stripes that were supposed to be black. I painted them white, and the stripes that were supposed to be white, I painted black. Oh well.
So, wait. Really?
Yeah.
Where's the original?
Well, the original's in Oklahoma, but it's the
Oh.
same as that one up there. So I just, yeah, I got it backwards.
You did.
I did.
It
Hello.
happens.
Lights are on. Nobody's home.
Will you be doing the truck phone stand as a live stream?
I suppose we could. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we could do that in November sometime.
Yep.
You already have a plan for next week, right?
I do.
Yeah.
It's sort of summer's last hurrah.
Ooh, something summery.
Yes, it's summer's last hurrah.
Boop. That one?
We're going to do fresh lemonade.
Fresh lemonade?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and that one's got a mason jar in it. It's a fun piece. Been hanging on the wall.
The November paid is on the arched sign from CD Wood, I think.
Yes, it is.
Oh, there you go.
The paid membership group. One of them. Ta-da! Give you a sneak peek. It's on this one. You know, my favorite arch panel. I don't know what it is about this one. I just love this surface. So this is one of the projects in the paid memberships pattern this month, there are 3.
Happy accident.
Okay, so I've got little black polka dots on my teacup. I'm gonna like fudge an extra polka dot on this because otherwise I had a blank spot I didn't like. So now I'm going to take that same polka dot stencil and I'm going to put it over top of my Flutterby. I'm going to turn this so that I get lots of polka dots on my Flutterby. There we go. I want to get as many on there as possible, and I'm going to stencil that with lamp black as well. Now the nice part about this is that if I miss and go over onto the black background, it doesn't matter. So little black polka dots on my Flutterby.
If you're on YouTube, you can go to Facebook and search Tracy Moreau Live.
Yep.
And usually we're the first ones to pop up.
Yep. There. I have polka dots on my Flutterby.
Do we get access to previous months when we join?
Yes, you can watch all the videos from the previous months.
Yeah, you won't have access to the patterns.
Yeah, not to the patterns, but you will have access to everything else. And that includes any extra videos. You will also have access to some of the freebies that we post for members only.
Yes.
So there's and there's challenges and some design. There's design challenges, painting challenges, creativity challenges. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Plus, there's other videos. We've got technique videos and whatnot that you have access to.
And if you're on Facebook and you're trying to figure out what do we mean by paid membership, you got to go to our YouTube channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is an information page on my website.
But can we purchase the pattern though? Yes, you can.
Yeah. Yes, the pattern is available.
Yep. TracyMoreau.net and click memberships.
Yep.
Click that and it'll give you all the information you need.
Yep. And the link to my YouTube channel is on there as well.
Yeah. That's a simplified way of saying it.
Yeah.
Go to the website.
Yeah. So I'm going to shade up underneath these flowers.
No one reads.
On the white. Yes.
That was Sheila.
What I know. My husband was laughing at me last night because I get very frustrated when I sent out information the other day about something and I got an almost instant reply from someone asking me a question about where the information was, and she had actually replied to the email that had the information in it. So I was a little frustrated. So the reading thing, Sheila knows that I get very frustrated by that. So I'm putting a float of asphaltum around the tag. And basically just putting a little wash over top of all of that white, but I'm putting all the darker value underneath those leaves. And I'm going to repeat that float under the leaves so that I get a nice dark shadow under there.
Yes, you can purchase the pattern from previous months.
Yep.
Yeah. Because once the class is taught, it gets...
It's up until the end of the month. So if you join the membership group, say on the 25th of October, then your membership extends all the way through till the 25th of November. Or, till the 25th. So it goes from the date, 1 month from the date that you join. So yes, you would have access to the pattern. We leave them up until the actual end of the month. So that pattern stays there until the end of the month. And then it comes down and the next month's pattern goes up. Here we go.
Right on, Sheila. Put that link in there. It's a link to her, the surface.
Oh, good. So I'm going to put a float at the base of this teacup right here, where it sits inside.
Oh, the ruffle tray?
Yes, I love that little tray.
Amy designed the ruffle tray.
Yeah, it's a great surface. Is that Amy Mogish, right? I love Amy's stuff.
Yeah. Amy Mogish.
Yeah. So when you're on her website, you just look for Amy Mogish, and then I love that little tray.
Oh, the people on Facebook aren't seeing the link.
Yeah.
It's on the YouTube stream.
Yeah.
So if you go to YouTube, type in Tracy Moreau, it's the first live that pops up.
Yep. I'll post the link on the Facebook page here in a sec. So I've used asphaltum on wherever there's white. This is the shading color for our... So the saucer gets floated on either end with asphaltum. The bottom of the teacup gets a float of asphaltum, and I'm going to use asphaltum again to shade the handle. So I'm going to... I don't worry about getting these meticulous floats in here. And then like so.
Will the October pattern of the daisies be up soon for purchase?
Yes.
Yes, 1st of November.
1st of November. And then I'm going to...
That was a great class, too.
It was. I enjoyed that one. Well, I enjoy them all, but I don't know. There's something really happy about daisies. They just make me happy. So I'm putting a float of asphaltum onto the tag. Like so. From this point on, this piece actually comes together very, very quickly. So I'm just putting a float of asphaltum all the way around the outside edge of this tag. And I'm going to dry that real quick. And then we're going to put a highlight on this teacup so that we take it off of this background, so that it pops up off of that black background. Painting a black teacup on a black background is flippin' brilliant, I must say. So, because this thing would show up a whole lot better if I painted it the way it was supposed to be painted. These were supposed to be white, this was supposed to be white, and these two stripes were supposed to be black, but I got it backwards. Because I'm special that way. So I'm going to put a float of heavily thinned warm white down the outside edge of my cup. I'm going to do it on both sides because otherwise we won't be able to see our teacup against that black. So there is our honestly, I can't even float today. There we go. So I've got a float of warm white going around the outside edge. And I've got a great little tool for doing, there's a little trim on the edge of the teacup. I like doing that in gold. Now you can use a little bit of 24 karat gold paint. I like to cheat, and I use one of these Deco Color. These are the gold paint pen, the liquid gold. I get these from Amazon, and I just like to color in that little trim with that gold paint pen. This is also what I use to sign these. So a little bit of gold gives us a nice little border at the top of our teacup. And this extra fine Deco Color, the liquid gold pens, they're made from Machida, and you can find these on Amazon. They usually come 3 to a set. You'll get 2 gold ones and a silver one. They're quite affordable and they work like a hot damn. I love these pens. I use both the big chisel one and these little fine ones all the time. So I'm going to draw that.
You're going to use some stamps?
And we're going to use some stamps. Because I love the sort of rustic look of these little stamps. I just think they're fun. These little alphabet stamps. This one is from Craft Smart. You can find these in the Michaels store. They usually have them in those, the bins they have at the front of the store where they have all these, inexpensive craft items or bulk buys type thing. They're not expensive. I think I paid a couple of bucks for these. They are fantastic. Just take a little care taking them apart because you can literally pull them apart if you're not careful. And I'm going to pull out the sunny day letters. I know there's a U there. There it is. And a Y. And an N somewhere. Or did I already get that one? Nope, got that one. And there's the T and the E. There we go. So I think I have everything I need. And we're going to stamp Sunny Day T. So I need to find my S, my U, my N, a Y, a D, and an A. Okay, there we go. So, and I like the fact that these are small enough that you can actually fit them in there pretty good. So, S. And it's okay if they're not perfectly straight.
Oh, Cindy has to go to her grandson's football game.
Oh, nice.
Football.
So there is the Sunny, S-U-N-N. Where's the Y?
Couldn't find those mini stamps at Michael's.
I find these ones at Michael's all the time. I know Hobby Lobby carries something similar too. And
Soot is snoring.
yep. D. A. I love these little stamps. You can get them in a variety of sizes too. Okay, so that's Sunny Day. And I need the...
Oh, Dawn LaBelle's asking, she needs a hummingbird design.
Oh,
Do you have one?
I don't, but I could. Here's a T-E-A. The one thing I will say about this, you want to make sure you spell everything right. Grab the right stamp because I've done that. And then it just saves you having to redo them because I've done that too. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Probably not, but my cat is snoring. Soot, honestly.
And she's deaf, so we can't wake her up by yelling at her.
No. Poor Miss Soot. She's getting on in years, and we discovered earlier on this year that she's as deaf as a post. So, she's losing teeth and she's deaf, and she's just getting on. Okay, so the stamp pad that I used is a Stays On stamp pad. They have been a little thin on the ground in recent months, but if you can't or don't have a Stays On stamp pad, this is a solvent ink, so it doesn't react to any of the things in the acrylic paint. If you don't have this, use a brayer and roll a little black paint out on your palette and stamp from that. It will work just fine. Okay, so we're down to doing some of the details on this, which is fun. So I'm going to dry that, make sure that ink is good and dry.
Hello from North Carolina, Miss Bonnie.
Hello, Miss Bonnie. Thanks for joining us.
She's watching from Facebook.
So I got that in. So now we can start adding a whole bunch of these little details to this. I just realized that I'm standing here drying this and shaking this, like this speeds up the process somehow. I don't know why we do that. So
JL Brewer, heads up, Tracy. I sent you a rambling email about how I need help on a floral painting.
Oh, okay. Well, JL, I'll be happy to have a look at it when we're done here, and I will send you whatever help I can give you. I'm more than happy to.
My dog has selective hearing. especially when I call her. That's normal.
That's normal, but Soots is not selective. She just can't hear.
And it's not really selective hearing. It's that sound has no association to a reward.
Aha.
So even if you're calling their name, they're not associating their name with a reward. So
yeah,
that's why they're.
Gotcha.
It may sound like selective hearing, but it's not. It's just whatever they're looking at is more important to whatever the reward you used was.
Yeah.
Cottage Glen just joined your membership program.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you on board. So, we need to start doing some details on this piece. And I'm going to start with doing the stems and the branches on these eucalyptus. Now, you can use a little bit of that aloe, but I'm finding that aloe it's a kind of a lifeless color. You know, it's very subdued. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of peacock teal and mix it in so that I get a little more green with it. And then I'm going to thin it out a little bit with some Joe Sonias. And I'm going to start with a nice fine line like so. I'm using a 15-aught liner. This is my favorite liner. I love these. This is a 15-aught extra long detail liner from Micron. It's a Dynasty Micron. The brush guys have these. If you were looking to get yourself some new brushes, maybe an early Christmas gift or what have you, check out the brush guys. I know that they are out of a few things, but I do know they have these Microns. A lot of the brush companies are having a tough time getting stuff ordered because it's sitting in boats. But it is getting here slowly but surely. The neat thing about the Brush Guys website is they have a feature where something is out of stock, you can ask to be notified when it comes back into stock, which is a handy little feature. So,
Yes, it is.
If you're looking for brushes and you need something in particular, check them out. If it isn't available, use that feature because you'll get an automated message as soon as their inventory is updated. It's fantastic. It's a nifty little widget.
Dogs come when called, cats take a message and get back to you. Ain't that the truth?
Unless it's Gizmo.
Unless it's Gizmo. Gizmo's kind of like a dog.
Yeah, I think Gizmo thinks he's a dog. So I'm just stroking in all of these little curlicues and the stems on that eucalyptus.
They called me once when they were out of a brush I wanted. They upgraded me.
Yeah.
Great service.
Oh yeah, the brush guys, they have great service. And if you're on that website, don't forget to use that coupon code Tracy M, capital Tracy, capital M. It'll give you an extra discount. They're already at 40% off of list.
You should mention that you have gift cards that people can buy.
Yes, that was something we added to the website this week was gift certificates.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know you added that.
Yep, we added that this week. And they're in increments of $15, $25, $50, and $100.
Cool.
And they come in a really pretty envelope, like a nice little envelope for gifting. And
Nice.
and the postage to have them mailed to either yourself, if you're going to physically give them to somebody, or to send them to their recipient, is already included.
Nice.
Yeah.
So $50 is $50.
Yep. So, yep, we added those this week. And we added the tags and the
I thought
bobs.
Renee did the website stuff. No, I do the YouTube stuff.
He does the YouTube stuff. I do the website stuff. I built that sucker.
Yeah, she built that from the ground up. She learned code. which
So-
really impressed me. Do you still have your HTML
Yep.
how-to book?
Yep.
Wow. I know Python. I don't know HTML.
I learned how to do HTML when I built my first website. And I've continued to sort of keep it current because you never know when it's going to come in handy. And it has on many occasions. Okay, so now we're going to come in here to the center of this flower. I'm going to put a little float to highlight this a little bit. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of asphaltum, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of like sunny day or a little bit of warm white. I just want to make a lighter value of asphaltum, and I'm going to just put a float at the top edge like that. So a little highlight at the top and then a little highlight at the bottom of that opening there. And I'm going to draw. It's not a pretty float. It's just enough to change the value. That's all we wanted to do. It's just make it a little bit brighter.
Do you two ever sleep?
He does.
I do. I like sleep.
This boy likes his sleep.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people who wakes up in the 4 o'clock in the morning going,
Most of the jobs I've had in the past have required me to do night shifts. So I am very much a night owl.
yeah.
I could be up till 4, but you better let me sleep.
Whereas I'm one of those people will wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning going, I wonder if I can make that change on the website today. What kind of widget do I need to get my website to do this?
You can sleep when you're dead. Believe me, I was in the army. I've gone multiple days without sleep.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to start doing all of this detail in the center of our fleur. I'm going to use the end of my brush for this. Maybe a smaller brush.
Oh, she wants to do something for her in-law. Is that for the hummingbird there, Dawn? I think that's what she was wondering, if you had a hummingbird design.
I don't have one, but I could. So I'm taking a little bit of lamp black and I'm going to put a few dots along the bottom here and inside the center here, just a few. And I do let a couple of them stray out onto the petals. Don't want a ton of them. Then I'm going to pick up a little asphaltum and I'm going to repeat that. I want this texture. So I want some that are black and some that are asphaltum. They're going to come out over the edge and onto the petals like so.
Stamp size? Just says stamp size, please.
Which? Oh,
Stamp size?
Deb. Maybe Deb. Deb's got a beautiful hummingbird stamp. I don't know. Deb's got
stamp size for what you're doing there.
Oh, they're itty bitty.
Yeah. Does it have a size on there?
I want to say 1/4 inch, roughly. Yep.
What does it say on the box?
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
What it says in the box is 30 stamps.
Ah.
Wood stamps. It gives you no indication of size. Oops. Just a drop of water there. So I'm going to dry that. I've got, like I said, just a few dots along the base. And then I'm going to repeat that with a little bit of warm white. I have a thing about polka dots. In case you hadn't noticed, I do love my polka dots. So we're going to add highlight to this sunflower. And these dots are going to overlap and mix in with some of those darker ones. And I'm keeping those white ones. Remember that little highlight at the lower edge of this? There we go. And so we've got some great little dots for our center.
Polka dot stencil is available at tracymoreau.net.
Yes. I have them in 4 sizes. 4 sizes? 3 sizes. 3 sizes. 4, because we have the random polka dot, which is a variety of big and small.
Yep.
There's 1/8, 1/4 inch, and 3/8. And I use them all. Because I have a thing for polka dots. But I do tend to use this 1/8 one quite a bit, because this is, I think it's just one of my favorites. Okay, see what I mean? I keep shaking this and moving it, and I honestly, I don't really need to. It's just.
I'm doing a border now.
So, one of my favorite things.
Squigglies.
Squigglies. I like these little sketchy lines around everything with that Uniball Signo. It's just my, I don't know. I just like how it looks. Gives everything a kind of rustic look. I go around all of the white areas with that little sketchy line. I do the same thing to the handle.
You're not putting any polka dots on the handle?
Nope. No polka dots on the handle. I suppose I could, but no, I like the way this looks. It just kind of gives it a little. And it isn't perfect. I don't care if it goes over off the edge of the white. It can be sketchy. I just like it.
72 hours caring for disabled adults? Yeah, that would be a job that I would leave pretty quickly.
That takes a special type of person to do that.
Well, and that's against the law.
Mm.
They have to provide you something unless you're signed on a contract.
Still. So I'm doing the same little sketchy outline to the butterfly.
Teabag string? Question mark?
Yep, I'll stroke that in with a liner brush. And we still have to put some detail on our, need my 1/4 inch there. So I'm switching over to a 1/4 inch angled shader. It's that itty bitty one. There is one smaller, a 1/8. I don't use it because I can't see that well, so that's a little too tiny for me. So the smallest I generally go is this 1/4 inch. And I'm going to put a little float of thinned warm white down the body and on the head of our butterfly. And I kind of like having little white dots to highlight my butterfly. You can do this with or without. You can put little white dots on the wings if you like. I think I'm really liking the bright yellow butterfly, so I think I'm just going to leave it alone. And I am going to take my 15-aught and I'm going to thin out a little bit of warm white for a couple of things. And I need to put a little string on my tea bag. And I need to put antenna on my butterfly.
Gold on the handle? Question mark?
We could put gold on the handle if you want to. Absolutely. And then I'm going to add a, oops.
Whoa!
That didn't work very well. I kind of hooped that one. There we go. I'm going to, I had a little too much paint on my brush, so I'll put a little fine line on my flutterby. And this is where I go back to my green that I used to highlight my leaves. I'm going to thin out a little bit of that matcha green. Good heavens, my tummy is rumbling. And I like to add just a squiggly line.
You froze? Froze.
I don't know if it froze or if it was just me. I like putting a squiggly line on my leaves with a little curlicue at the end.
Really? They don't have a slider? Where's the slider for Facebook? Oh, there it is. What? You good? You froze. You're back. You froze. You're back.
So I like that little squiggly line. It just gives the leaves, a slightly softer look. And I do this on most of my leaves. Not just on these designs, but on most of my leaves. I just like that little detail at the outside edge of the leaves. I just think it softens them a little bit. Gives them a little bit of a serrated edge and a little brighter highlight at the same time.
I was always taught not to apply heat to my acrylic paints because
Yes.
it altered your paint color. Is that not true now?
Well, honestly, I use the heat gun mainly for the sake of expediency. Most acrylics we use heat to harden them, like for curing and air drying. It's not a high heat. I have mine set it. It's heat, but I use it at a safe distance, and I don't hold it in place so that it doesn't discolor the paint. So I don't have an extreme temperature on there. I'm only looking at drying my paint. So the only thing we really have left to do for this one is to add our border. I'm going to do that with my opaque pen, my Uniball Signo opaque white pen. I love these.
You could always print on a printer and decoupage for the tag.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Little mixed media.
Actually, in the pattern, I do have the tag stamped, so they can just photocopy it.
There you go.
Cut it out. So I'm going to grab my little ruler, and we're going to put a fun little border in. Nothing too elaborate. I'm going to grab my steel ruler. I rather like this type. I'm going to come about a ½ inch in, maybe 3/4 of an inch in from the edge, from here to there, maybe, roughly. And I'm going to start a little short of that flutterby there, and I'm going to come till it's about the same distance.
You're going to have to push it forward a little bit so they can see.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I come in, and I'm going to do 2 lines, just a little apart. I don't care if they're a little sketchy or skippy or rough. I think it just gives it a little more character. And you notice how I made one is a little bit shorter than the other? This is just to create a little interest. So I'm going to dry this.
Yes, my father-in-law loved them. He passed, and she loves all things hummingbirds now.
Aww. So I'm going to put another one, but I'm intersecting that first one. Like so. And again, I'm not really worried if it's, a little rough. It's not perfect. I'm not really looking for a perfect line. I'm going to dry that. And then I'm going to do it again. And this one is going to be, again, a little distance away. And this one's going to be a little bit shorter than that one in front of it. And a little longer on the other side. And that gives us a pretty little border. Now, if you wanted to, you could spatter this with a little bit of thinned warm white for interest. I don't really see that it's needed, but one of the things I do like to do, I'm going to ink my sunflowers. I like taking my pen and doing the same thing that I did to the butterfly. I'm just going to make just a little line around the outside edges of my petals. And they are sketchy. They are not perfect. I don't care if they're on the flower, if they're off the flower. I like this little detail with the pencil, with the pen. It just gives it a nice loose, almost hand-drawn look when you're finished. So this just appeals to me. And I love this pen for that because it's such a fine one. It's not a hard edge, so that sketchy line stays nice and light. It's not harsh. And it does just give you the illusion that this is more of a hand-drawn feel as opposed to, firmly painted. You can add little details to your flowers, little lines like this in the center. And again, light touch. You don't have to press hard to get this pen to do some nice sketchy things, which that appeals to me greatly. So all those little minute, fun little details that you can put in, you can do with this pen. And because it's such a fine point, you're not getting a really hard edge to it.
What kind of pen?
This is my favorite. I use these all the time in almost everything. It's a Uniball Signo 0.38. It's a super fine point, stainless steel ball. I love them for everything. I use the black ones for detailing my paintings. I use the white ones for doing this type of border. I also use them for, like I did in the phone stand, writing in Merry Christmas. And I use the red ones when I'm tracing a pattern on so I can see where I've been. I like that really fine point because it gives you a nice fine transfer. You're not getting these heavy, thick lines that you have to erase. I love that. So I have the black ones, I have the red ones, and I have the white ones, and I love them all. Those are the ones I use all the time.
Are they permanent?
No, they are not. So they are a gel ink. So when you're getting ready to finish your pieces, you have to spray them first. I always spray mine anyway, force of habit. But just so you know, you have to spray them. Last but not least is this. I use these things all the frickin' time. This is a Factus Black Eraser. I love these things. You can get them at Michael's, you can get them at Hobby Lobby, you can get them at almost any art supply store has these things. You can even order them on Amazon or find them at your local Staples store or Office Depot. This black eraser is perfect. It takes off graphite like a dream, doesn't hurt your paint, and it doesn't polish your background. So there's nothing worse than trying to erase graphite lines and you end up with a shiny spot on your paint, especially dark paints like black are notorious for that. So you can clean up your graphite lines really easy with this. Doesn't hurt anything. Doesn't hurt your paint. Doesn't mess up your background.
Where do you get the pens? TracyMoreau.net.
Yep, I have those Uniballs on my website. So there we go. One last thing. Got to sign this one. Did you select some names for yours?
Not.
So I'm going to, again, those Deco Color liquid gold pens. I like this ultra fine one. Just going to put my little scribblature down in the corner. And Bob's your uncle, Sally Charant. Look at that.
You got 118 names.
Oh my goodness. There we go. So dry that gold paint. So the only thing I will have left to do on this piece is take it out to the garage Deanna Swindlehurst is our YouTube winner.
I believe she's on our YouTube.
So Deanna Swindlehurst.
Oh no, this is it. This is everybody.
That's everybody? Okay. So Deanna Swindlehurst, you have won that little set of Dynasty brushes and a stamp from paintingwithdeb.com.
I'm going to switch the camera here. There you go.
So Deanna, just hop onto my website, click down on the little speech bubble in the lower right-hand corner of the homepage and send us your shipping information, and we will get your goodies out to you on Monday.
Hey.
And we need one more.
Need one more?
We need one more.
Okay.
And he's spinning the wheel yet again.
Hey.
And we need one more.
Need one more?
Okay.
I have a live running in the background.
Here's the live running in the background.
Do, do, do,
Do, do.
do, do, do.
Chris, I know I'm going to say this wrong. Chris Neese or Knies.
Knies. It's not knife.
It's not knife, it's Knies. No. Chris Neese is the winner of our second one. You get a nice little stamp from paintingwithdeb.com and Stampendous and a nice little set of Dynasty brushes. So do the same thing Deanna had to do. Go to my homepage on my website, click on the little speech bubble in the lower right-hand corner, and send us your shipping information, and we will get that out to you on Monday.
Yay.
Awesome sauce. Well, this was fun, guys. I enjoyed painting this piece. I will let you know all of the M Square stencils are on sale right now. So if you're looking for them or if you need something, they're on there. You can use your coupon code. Even though they're on sale, you can still use your coupon code. Members, Monday, you have a new coupon code. You have a new pattern to download on Monday. You got a bunch of stuff to do this week. And
Sheila's going to be busy because you're going to order all her stuff.
I got to order. I got to send Sheila an order today. I cannot forget because I need to get those surfaces beforehand. And for those of you that joined the membership group today, thanks so much. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do with our next project and with some of the challenges coming up. We've got lots of fun stuff for you. Don't forget, mark on your calendar, December 4th. That is our 12 Days of Christmas live. We've got a box that is really filling up fast. We've got goodies from DecoArt. We've got brushes from Dynasty. We've got surfaces from Sheila Landry, from Cupboard Distributing, from CD Wood. We've got stencils from DecoArt. We've got brushes from DecoArt. We've got so much stuff. It's crazy. These 12 gift bags are going to be amazing. So don't forget to join us on December 4th for that. Same time, same bat channel.
It'll be on YouTube and Facebook, yes.
Yeah, and there will be some new patterns up on the website again this week. I've been busy. So I think that's about it for today.
What are the trays called?
Those little scallop trays or cookie trays.
Yeah. Coupon code is at the top of Tracy Moreau's website. Yes, it is.
We have a little, I put up a secret coupon code. You have to find it. It is on the website, but you have to find it. And don't be afraid to use that coupon code. And I think that's it. So if you're out shopping for your brushes, brushguys.com. You're looking for great surfaces. My girl Sheila takes the month of December off because she needs the break. The woman works way too hard. So if you need to place an order, do it soon so that you can get in on some of the great surfaces that she's got.
Yeah, new pattern on Monday for the members.
New pattern for the members goes up on Monday. You can see the preview tomorrow. It'll be on the website.
Didn't you just give a hint already?
Yeah, but all of them will be up on the website. All 3 of them. And so that will be up there.
Point for next Saturday.
Point for next Saturday. Right there. Fresh lemonade. We're going to show you how to paint mason jar and lemon slices. So, Linda, you were asking about that. That was the plan for this Saturday. And what else? Oh, stamps. I finally got grunge stamps back and they are on the website. We are going to be using those for that piece. So if you need them, I don't have a lot, so they're up there. So if you need a grunge set, they're there. And if you're looking for other stamps, go and check out paintingwithdeb.com. She's got tons of new stamps up on her website. In fact, she's got tons of new great stuff on her website, so don't forget to check that out. And I think that's about it for me.
Is it?
I think so. Am I forgetting anything? Probably.
Go say hi to Sandy in Oklahoma.
Yes. Miss Sandy is still in Oklahoma or is getting ready to leave. They're just finishing up, I think.
Yeah.
The show is closing up. I think last night was the buffet, big dinner. I have to get my butt in gear and get my submissions ready for Oklahoma for next year.
What size canvas for the lemonade?
Lemonade, I'm actually going, this one's a 9x12.
Yeah.
Yep.
9x12.
9x12. Keep it simple. So we're going to have some fun. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks to you guys again for joining us every Saturday. We love you and mwah, stay safe.